Advocacy at the Caribbean Policy Research Institute, CAPRI, Dr. Leon Levers, says the organization is not advocating for excluding parents from their children seeking abortions. Dr. Levers noted that the suggestion is only a contingency plan. She explained that minors should still have access to abortions, even if parents do not approve. Michael Nunes reports.
CAPRI's latest study on access to abortions in Jamaica suggested that minors should be able to legally access abortions without their parents' consent. The controversial suggestion triggered mixed reactions online, but Dr. Levers said minors should have legal access to abortion whether or not their parents support it.
Again, I don't think that anyone is trying to support the parents, so no, not at all. What is being suggested that where children are unable to involve their parents, whether because their parents and their family members are involved in the reasons that they've ended up in this situation of having an unwanted pregnancy, or where they may not feel comfortable speaking to their parents, that they are still able to seek support in spite of that situation.
Dr. Levers said parents should be made aware of the decision at the right time. She explained that sociocultural norms should not prevent abortions.
Putting them in a situation where they are able to access the support of an adult, trained professional who would be able to advise them accordingly, and where necessary involve parents at that point in time, as opposed to blocking them from accessing those services because of the sociocultural norms that exist that are probably sitting within their household that might be preventing them from going to their parents in the first place.
The CAPRI Director noted that parents can become an obstacle to a child's well-being.
We have to also be cognizant of the fact that parents may be an obstacle or may be involved in the very issue that's coming up. So we have one of the highest rates of incest in the Caribbean. We also know that 97% or more offenses, sexual offenses, take place or are committed by persons that are known to the victim survivor. So we also have to consider situations where parents may actually be abusing children, and children need to be able to seek access to support outside of their parents without the parental consent.
Michael Nunes for Nationwide News.
Meanwhile, Advocacy Officer of Jamaica Coalition for a Healthy Society, Philippa Davis, says CAPRI's suggestion that children should be allowed to have abortions without parental consent is absurd. Ms. Davis noted that the recommendation will help sex offenders to get away with their crime.
Certainly, that recommendation from CAPRI indicates a willingness to help pedophiles get away with their crime and to subject little girls to further trauma. And let us not forget to commit murder, because that is what abortion is, the killing of babies.
Ms. Davis referred to the recommendation as horrific.
There have been studies across the years surveying adolescents, both Jamaican and Caribbean studies, that reveal that for the majority of girls, teen girls, their first sexual experience was coercion. How then could CAPRI be making a recommendation that girls who have been coerced, underage girls, so this is already a crime, should now have that crime covered up by facilitating abortion and not involving or directing their efforts at the perpetrators? This is a horrific recommendation for them to make.
Ms. Davis noted that there are several loopholes in CAPRI's argument.
There are many things to challenge in the CAPRI report, the sources, the numbers, especially that they've quoted, the 22,000, what are listed as the real causes of maternal mortality. But that 22,000 was challenged even from 2008, because in Jamaica, even the Jamaica Reproductive Health Survey of 2005 said that the rate of abortion was low. And the Ministry of Health reported only 38 maternal deaths in 2005, one of them due to abortion. So this is statistics coming out of the Ministry of Health that challenges.
Philippa Davis, Advocacy Officer of Jamaica Coalition for a Healthy Society. The Jamaica Council of Churches, JCC, says the debate over the controversial issue of abortion has become too vitriolic. The Caribbean Policy Research Institute, CAPRI, has reignited the controversy over abortion, recommending that children be able to legally access abortions without their parents' consent. Last month, senior clergyman Bishop Dr. Alvin Bailey called on the Prime Minister to rein in State Minister in the Ministry of Health and Wellness Juliet Cuthbert Flynn for her public support of abortion. JCC President Reverend Newton Dixon says the intense rhetoric over the issue should be toned down.
The conversation about abortion has become a little vitriolic. We really need to tone down. It really involves a question about a woman's body and our understanding of how we use the facility of free will within the context of the creation that God has made. We can't make outright blanket statements on either side. We have to protect those persons who have had horrendous experiences and who, because of the horror of the experience, need to find a way out and put their lives back on track. At the same time, I do not agree with abortion on demand.
Reverend Dixon says while he doesn't support what he calls abortion on demand, he's leaning towards being pro-choice.
Pro-choice to this extent that I think where a woman is violated, and I'm probably not leaning in that direction, where a woman has been violated, sexually violated, rape or incest or something like that, then we should consider what is the best course of action to take in the interest of this woman.
Reverend Dixon says a greater conversation is necessary about how we assist women who've been violated and impregnated.
On neither extreme, I am really saying there are those instances where we have to deal with the violation of the woman's life, her privacy, her personhood, and how that terrorizes and traumatizes her. I mean, that's the conversation I'd like to have.
Reverend Newton Dixon, president of the Jamaica Council of Churches, speaking yesterday with Nationwide News.